Hey YouTube, welcome to Burnout Inc. And tonight I'm going to do a review on the SH Figuarts Son Goku and the brand new SH Figuarts Final Form Frieza. These are awesome action figures. They're imports from the SH Figuart line. I bought both of these figures at a store called Hastings, primarily like an entertainment type store, where you get books and music and video games and all that stuff, and you can get awesome cool figures that you just can't find anywhere else. Here's a good look at the package that Goku came in. This is actually a re-release of the first Son Goku that came out a couple of years ago. It was a really popular character, and I really wanted to get this for the longest time, but the prices on them online were just insane. And I missed out on the Comic-Con one, which I kind of like the coloring on that one just a little bit better. But I got a hold of this one. It's awesome. Looks cool. Let's see. And here's a look at Frieza's packaging. Very cool. I always love these designs that they put on the boxes. On the back, it's got a bunch of cool poses you can do with Frieza, like him strangling Vegeta with his tail, or his little energy blast right there. And he also comes with a base. And there's a nice shot of him on the side too. Okay, let's kind of burn through all the accessories that these guys come with. So for Goku, he has a screaming face, which, you know, he kind of makes this a lot, especially during his fight with Frieza, or, you know, when he's powering up. Looks really cool. I love the detail SH gets into these figures. And then he's also got these two hands right here, so, you know, he could form his little blast hands and stuff like that. And then he's got these two open hands, so, you know, he can give out high fives. And he's got this hand right here, so he can do his instant transmission pose. So that's awesome. So yeah, this being a re-release of one of the first figures, that's why Goku doesn't come with a lot of stuff versus the other characters. I'd say him, Piccolo, and the Super Saiyan Vegeta, they're the ones with the least amount of accessories, whereas the new guys, Gohan, Trunks, Cell, the Saiyan Saga Vegeta, and of course Frieza, they have a lot more accessories, a lot more interchangeable heads and hands, and, you know, the little energy blasts and whatnot. Alright, so here's one of Frieza's other heads. It's just his screaming, "I'm gonna kill you" face. He's got a purple tongue. He's got this one here with one of his eyes closed because this is a battle damage face. And then he also comes with another tail. This is the Strangulation tail. It's got a couple little dings here and there in it. And also too, you can pull out this part of the tail, and then he has a little nubby one left, because again, that's what he looked like after getting hit with the Spirit Bomb. And then he's got a lot of accessories. First off, he has a set of cross arms, same type of style that you saw on Piccolo, Saiyan Saga Vegeta, Cell, and that's it, yeah. So 4 characters have that. And he's got a pair of high five hands. Let's see, he's got one of these little fingers sticking out right here, so, you know, I could say, "Come here and get your punishment." And then he's got just 2 little regular open hands. Can't play patty cake without him. And then he's got 1 little finger right here to tell everybody that he is number 1. And then I do believe this is the first time SH Figuarts has done this for his DBZ character. He comes with 3 different sets of feet, because he uses his feet a lot. He's got these 3 right here, which are good for gripping. He's got these flat feet right there. Let me just do that again in case you didn't see these. I actually didn't check my camera to see if they were in frame. So there we go. And then of course he's got that set on here. Now this set which I'll get a little bit closer on, they actually have little pegs at the bottom for when he stands on the base. And that's a closer look at the base. And you can see they have outlines of Frieza's feet, so you know where to line up his toes. Very cool. I love that accessory. And Goku's hair is weighing him down. So I'll stick Frieza back on here. Stick him over there with his little buddy. So Frieza has this little energy ball right here that he used to basically threaten that he was going to blow up Namek with, but then he got hit with a spirit bomb. And it's got this little glass thing right here, which this is going to look very inappropriate. You just stick it right there, and then you attach this to his wrist, which you probably are going to see that in some of my pictures later on. You just attach that to the wrist, sits on his hand like that, and it looks like he's twirling a basketball. Now it looks like he's about ready to destroy the world. So then he's got this really long energy blast right here, and it's got, you see, a little peg hole right there. So you can sit it on this base, like so. Just take it, stick it in there, and voila. So that way you can position it out of his hand and see how it looks like it's firing. Isn't that cool? It's awesome. I don't know why, this kind of reminds me of the shrinking machine from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, just the basic shape of it. I just cannot get that movie out of my head. I need to watch it again. Frieza also comes with this base here. It's just your standard flying and posing base with a set of grip claws, and it's got 3 different holes here, same as this base, so you can actually pull this out and stick it right there. Alright, let's get into the figures themselves now. Okay, this is Goku's, just main little face right here. Just a very stern expression, because when he's in Super Saiyan mode, shit is about to go down. And in order to switch it out with the angry face, you pull off his bangs, and you pull off the front of his face. So what I like about the Saiyan characters is you don't have to pull off their entire heads and then try to get the little pig inside of the hole. You just yank that off. And you can stick on the new face. You can just go like this, and he just has a really, really bad receding hairline. But that looks silly. There we go. And then if you watch the show, you'll notice that the orange and the blue are a lot lighter than what you're used to seeing. And I was told that the colors in the first line of SH Figuarts, they're actually supposed to match the manga and not the show. So I thought that was kind of cool. And even though I do prefer the bolder, much darker colors because they stand out a little bit better to me, this looks really good. It's just, kind of a flat with a little bit of a two-tone going in here and in the orange. Like the orange is almost supposed to look like a gold, to me at least, because it's really, really bright. The skin tone is just perfect. It's really great. It looks almost lifelike, especially for a cartoon character. And then the hair too. The hair looks great. Like you can see different shades of yellow and gold in there. It looks awesome. And it kind of gets brighter as it goes up into the tip. The main tip in here. So that's all that. His belt is loose, and we'll get into why later. And let's talk about the boots, because I've always loved Goku's boots. I thought they were just so cool looking. Just have this one little, piece of rope wrapping around here, keeping them on his feet. And you can actually see them kind of, just coming down and just getting really tighter right there. That's a very cool little touch. So articulation-wise, Goku's head can go 360. It looks up and down, side to side, really good. He's got like a neck joint in there for some other posing. It's just, kind of hard to work. And then his shoulders, they've got these little parts right here that you can move in and out for added articulation. Let's see, they can by themselves go 360. They can go in and out really well. And these parts back here too, they can pop off because they're just on a little peg, but then you can just pretty much pop them right back in. So he does have a joint in his waist, and the waist joint too, it also pops out for added articulation, and that's why the belt is a little loose, just to help with the posing. Does have a double bend in the elbow, upper bicep rotation, if you just saw that, rotates at the wrist, and can pivot as well. And they come off pretty easily, so you can switch out the hands, and you just pop them back in there. And another cool feature, and I always love pointing this out with my SH characters, is that you pull down on the hips, see that? And it allows for better articulation in the legs, because if right now you're going to do it that way, his legs can only go out about that far because of just the way they're shaped, and about that far. But you pull the hip down, and you can get a full kick out of him. So that's really cool. He does have a double bend in the knee, kind of. You can get it fully up, which is cool. Yeah. No rotation in the boot, but he does rotate at the ankle, and he has a pretty decent little ankle pivot thing right there. Or, sorry, that's the ankle pivot, that's the toe articulation. What the hell am I talking about? Alright, if I was going to give Goku a score right now, like how I normally do, I would give him a solid 8.5 out of 10. I think it's a great first edition Goku, and I can't wait for the new one that comes out, because I did see pictures of one where he has his normal hairstyle and his clothes are a darker shade, which I like. But he does come with a smaller amount of accessories than some of the other SH Figuarts that I'm used to, but like I said, this being a first edition, he's a very, very great action figure, and the articulation and the attention to detail is amazing. So yeah, he's a definite must-buy. Alright, so now let's talk about the homicidal, genocidal, suicidal, death-defying Lord Frieza. So, I almost skipped everything and went right to articulation, but Frieza has an amazing paint job. I mean, this is just super clean work. You can tell it with all the different muscles and stuff like that, with the shading. It's a very, very nice attention to detail, and I love the purple, the way it shines off. It looks exactly like how he did in the Dragon Ball Z TV show, and I'm pretty certain he looks like just how he did in the manga, if he's in the manga. Yeah, this was my favorite version of Frieza. I like this, and I really, really liked his first transformation, or his second form. Was not a fan of the third one. I thought that just looked ridiculous. The first time you see him, he looked okay, but this is like super awesome. You're gonna take me seriously or die for him. I think some people were kind of hoping they would have gotten the much bulkier additional final form Frieza, but I like this one. I like this little slender one much more. And he's got his basic curved tail right here, and you just pull that out, and he's got his little butthole right there, and then you just pop the tail back in there. And the tail is fully articulated in this little ball joint, so you can get some great poses out of it before pulling it out of there. The tail itself is molded, so you're not going to be able to twist this or anything, but you don't really want to. It looks great. Let's see. Yeah, just everything looks great. All the paint work looks awesome. If I was going to be a nitpicker, which I am, my only complaint is that they probably could have painted or done something with this part up here, because this is supposed to be like a full circle going around here, like it's an armor plate. So you're not supposed to see any white coming off of this little joint area. So I don't know if it's just they couldn't figure out how to do it, or if they just wanted to save on some money, but yeah, if I'm going to nitpick, I wish they would have just somehow covered that up. I think mine, like the tail that I pointed out earlier, he had some little parts right here, either paint blotches or factory assembly parts that they take off. You see he's got some on this bicep too. And this lower bicep area, or his forearm, he's got that down there too. I don't know what that is. I know it's not supposed to be part of the figure, so it's just little imperfections and probably removing the plastic molding. So yeah. Frieza's articulation, his head can go 360. He's got the neck joint as well. He can look up and down, side to side really well. And he's got, you know, that little neck joint in there too. So, and he's got a little bit of upper body articulation that I noticed. I don't really know what it's for. I pulled on it, but it's not doing much. So it is sort of there. He can rotate at the waist. He can rock really well too. Rotates all the way at the shoulder. Goes up and down really smoothly. Upper bicep, swivel. Double bend in the elbow. Rotates at the wrist. And it does pivot. I just had to work it out a little bit there. Seeing his legs, he does have, of course, the traditional SH pull him down and get more articulation out of them. His legs seem to come off a lot easier than a lot of the other SH Figuarts that I've reviewed. So that's interesting, but it just, you know, pops back in there. And even without the pull down, he has great articulation in his legs. It's mostly just pull it down so you can get farther kicks, but you try doing it and it just pops off. I will say it is a big improvement over the Vegeta figure that I reviewed a while back, because his hip joints were extremely loose, and I was really worried that this Frieza would have the same problem, but he does not. So that's great. He's got a great double bend in the knees. Can rotate all the way at the ankle. And his ankle has some great pivots to it, man. I mean, look at that. Straight down. Awesome. And then just showing off the feet thing, because I don't think a lot of people have seen this. You just pull it off. There's the little nub. You take, that's the left foot. And right in there, it's got the letter R for right. And it has an L for left as well. And then you just push it in, and you've got another foot. Okay, so the score for Final Form Frieza, I'm going to give him a, I'm going to give him a 9.5. This is a near perfect version of Frieza. So my biggest complaints were just the fact that he didn't have the shoulder pads. They weren't all the way purple how they should be, and he just had those weird little imperfections on the inner parts of his arms. I really don't know what those were, but you know, and he had some on his tail too. I just, you know, can't give a perfect score if it's got something like that on it. But I really wanted to. I mean, this figure is just amazing. It's like probably the best SH Figuarts that I've seen so far. I mean, it's just absolutely awesome, especially for a figure so small. I think other than Gohan, he's the smallest SH one. And, you know, probably until I review the Krillin one, I'll be like, geez, how freaking tiny is this person? Other than that, I mean, he's got great articulation. He's got a bunch of accessories. He has interchangeable feet. I've never really seen that on a figure before. So, I mean, that alone is just insane. And, you know, the different tails, the different heads and hands, and, you know, all the energy blast that he comes with. And he comes with 2 bases. It's really cool. And that's all I got to say about it. So Goku gets an 8.5. Frieza is a 9.5. Would have been a 10 without those little imperfections. Alright. This was, you know, Chase from Burnout Inc. Please, you know, like, comment, and if you haven't, subscribe to my channel. I've got a bunch of cool videos on here, and many more to follow. Alright. See you next time. Stay tuned for some kick-ass photos.